Hello, Ray Phoenix here, welcome to Let's Play LEGO Star Wars the video game GBA Part 6. We're finally taking on the main sell point of the game, Star Wars Episode 3, the biggest movie of 2005, and we're finally going to be playing it. This is the reason why this game would have sold very well, because it has Star Wars Episode 3 in it. Some people didn't even see the movie yet when they played this, so this was their first experience with Star Wars Episode 3, was this game. They're playing as Padawan Anakin again, because characters only have one design for the entire trilogy of movies. He clearly got his arm cut off at the end of the last episode, but it looks like they just snapped it back in, which makes sense because the characters are made out of Lego, so it makes sense you could just easily snap it back in. So he's still purely organic for what organic is for Lego people. We're getting into Grievous's ship, which is very unique, a very unique original design, something we didn't see much of in Star Wars Episode 2. They just downright create a whole new level for us to take on, and then we're just using the Force on things and throwing our lightsaber around, just destroying battle droids, which is very accurate to the movie, because that's what Anakin and Obi-Wan did when they got into Grievous's ship. They just went crazy and killed a bunch of helpless and defenseless battle droids. Mr. Plinken mentioned that how battle droids are so useless. Even George Lucas admitted that battle droids are pretty useless. They just get killed easy, like a knife cutting through butter. They're pretty much useless against the Jedi. But I guess they do pose more of a threat to clones, or people that are not Jedi, which most people in Star Wars are not Jedi anyway, so I guess they're more of a threat to those people than anything else. It's playing the same music we've heard a lot in Star Wars Episode 2. It's like we're sneaking into somewhere. I don't even remember that music from any of the Star Wars movies at all. It may have been something new for this game, which would be pretty unique if they made a new piece of music. I think it actually was in the movie, but it was like very subtle in Star Wars Episode 2. I don't think this game uses any music from Star Wars Episode 3, but then again, even the console game didn't use any music from Episode 3, and the Episode 3 game didn't even use any actual music from Episode 3 either, so I guess I guess that makes sense. They didn't use Star Wars Episode 3 music for that reason. Look at that, something else that didn't happen in the console game, we're getting stuck in the elevator. So we're gonna go call R2-D2 to come and get us out of this death trap that we're at. And R2's left playing as poor defenseless R2-D2. He might as well be poor defenseless because his only weapon's just an unreliable bomb that sometimes goes off and results in the death of one or two battle droids at a time. No, they didn't give R2 any more special fighting moves, because R2 actually did have some pretty special fighting moves in the movie. It was almost like they started to make R2-D2 more of an action hero than anything else. Also, because the R2-D2 isn't really much of like an action character. He's more of a puzzle solver, something that just comes out and sometimes helps the main characters when they're in predicaments. But this time around, it's like they just downright made him like he's just gonna go and fight off the enemies and drop bombs on them and blow them up like that. But of course, it's very unreliable, they keep saying. Look at that, they can just easily go there and kill me. My health is really low. It's a good thing they're gonna give us a health refill, because otherwise this level would probably be impossible without any kind of health refill of any kind. So look at that, it's stopping right there, and we're going to look, the LV's tried to go. He got it working again for a bit, but looks like it stopped again. Are we gonna have to use the Force again? No. Instead, R2 is still where he's at. And now more battle droids have taken notice of him, so they're gonna send out pretty much every battle droid available on the ship to come and go and kill R2-D2. At least we get a free health refill, that's pretty good. At least this game isn't that cruel and inhumane that they didn't give us any free health refills or anything like that. We're gonna get another free one over there too. It's like they want us to stop here and fight all these battle droids. We can't just easily run past. This is like a narrow hall, so we can't just easily run past them, either like what we did. We were playing as Jar Jar Binks in that one level in Episode 1 where you can just run past all the battle droids. Actually, but most of the time I'm going to ignore most of these enemies too, because these enemies a lot of them are kind of useless, so you can just run past a lot of them and just ignore them. I got plenty of health. And look at that, that one gave me some health for killing it. Look, there's another one that I can go and kill. Look at that, that one gave me the speed power-up, the speed booster. I wonder if there's a way to exploit these speed power-ups so people could do like speed runs in this game. I wonder if there are any speed runs of Game Boy Advance version of this game. There probably are. I mean, pretty much every video game that exists has speed runs of it. So it's gonna be taking this elevator then. We're at the security checkpoint now. We're not going for any sewers. I mean, these games sometimes have like scenes that are based off deleted scenes from the movie, but we don't think we go to the sewer at all in this game like we did in the Revenge of the Sith video game. And all that sewage must have been from Count Dooku, because everyone here is a droid pretty much. There aren't very many living people. Well, there are the Nemoidians on here too, but there aren't very many Nemoidians. No, you wouldn't even see Nemoidians at all in this game. I remember and they're not even that. And a lot of people don't know Star Wars, don't even really know who Nemoidians are. Like, I remember a long time ago in, like, English class, I mentioned Newt Gunray to a teacher, and she's like, oh, and then I said he's a Star Wars villain, and she's like, oh, Newt Gunray, a Star Wars villain? I think I've heard of that villain before. Is he that guy that dresses in black and has that cape and that computer thing, and he does that breathing noise? I said, no, that's not Newt Gunray. Newt Gunray was supposedly named after Newt Gingrich and Ronald Reagan, because his name's like a backwards Reagan Gunray. And apparently that was George Lucas doing stuff against Ronald Reagan for making Operation Star Wars without approval for George Lucas. Which George Lucas didn't exactly like that politics were using the name of his movie for their personal actions, their personal stuff. And Ronald Reagan died the year before Star Wars Episode 3 came out, so I never got to watch Star Wars Episode 3. Is that good or bad? I don't know. I don't know if Ronald Reagan ever watched Star Wars, ever cared about Star Wars movies at all. I mean, he was a film actor himself, so he may have cared about Star Wars to some extent. But some people, not so much. I mean, I don't really know if I don't really know a lot of famous people's opinions are of Star Wars or of the movies. And some other famous opinions that I knew of. I know that Cheech from Cheech and Chong seemed to like Star Wars Episode 2, where he was shown at the premiere of Star Wars Episode 2 after he saw the movie, and he praised Yoda for being such a badass action hero, can just take his lightsaber and just totally destroy, well, not really destroy, but he takes out his lightsaber, he just downright jumps around, he doesn't fight, he just jumps around like a crazy madman. But then again, Yoda was kind of a madman in Empire Strikes Back, you take it in perspective, so maybe that's kind of, it's like staying in character. Never realized how much of a madman Yoda truly was. Maybe that's why they got Mace Windu to lead the Jedi Council rather than Yoda, especially in Can of Nothing Star Wars, where Mace Windu downright orders everyone where to go. Everyone is listening to me now. Obi-Wan, you're going to go to Utapau to fight General Grievous. And Yoda, you're gonna go to Kashyyyk to help out the Wookiees. Okay. Of course, in the movies, he actually went to Kashyyyk because of Ki-Adi-Mundi saying, what about the droid attack on the Wookiees? Just so he could get points for participating in the conversation. And most other Jedi Council members don't get to do that, because pretty much none of the other Jedi Council members, other than Mace Windu, Yoda, and Ki-Adi-Mundi, get any lines. And pretty much all the other ones never get to say anything or do anything, really, so just kind of a shame, really. They could have had more of the Jedi say stuff or do stuff, which really would have, expanded the lore of the Jedi Council. And Anakin made a big deal of the fact that he got put on the council and wasn't made a master. Even though Ki-Adi-Mundi wasn't a master when he got put on the Jedi Council, I've seen in one of the Star Wars comics. Yeah, I remember Star Wars lore was very convoluted. Even before Disney bought Star Wars, it was very convoluted. Oh, look at that, it's Count Dooku again, and this time Obi-Wan's gonna just turn off his lightsaber again, because you always have to turn off your lightsaber when you fight someone, right? And now it's just Anakin going against him. See, I'm using the saber throw. That's what I meant by saber throw. Is probably the most powerful force move in the game. Look at that, I just decimated a good, well, not really decimated, but I did chip off the old block of some of his health. Take out some of his health right there. Just gonna jump into him, and sometimes you have to get him. I think the best strategy is to run away from him, or run somewhat close to him. Wait for him to use his Force Lightning, and while he's doing that, you could run to his side, because he can't turn around when he's using Force Lightning. Just run to his side and just jump and do a Jedi body slam on him, and that will take off some of his health. Or you just do what I'm doing, where I'm just throwing the lightsaber at him. Look at that, I already decimated, look at that, I already took out more than half of his health now. He's just standing there all helpless, all poor and helpless, and we know Count Dooku is playing easy on Anakin. Maybe his age is finally getting to him. There we go, with locked swords, and ooh, he's really aggressive this time around. He's not playing easy on Anakin. I remember I had a lot of difficulty with this as a kid. Then I was stuck on this level for the longest time, all because of Count Dooku being way too powerful. And yeah, in the console version, he's actually somewhat easy to beat. And again, all the bosses are somewhat easy to beat in the console version. There we go. Actually, it's a bit more accurate to the movie too, because he actually got him into that same kind of headlock where he sliced off his head. And he's like conflicted, thinking, should I or shouldn't I? Well, in the console version, it's just simply a case of he just got both lightsabers and downright murdered him right there on the spot. Downright murdered Count Dooku without even thinking. Done well you have, young Jedi. Yeah, for killing Count Dooku, that's a great thing to do. He was quite a, he betrayed the Jedi Council, so I guess he deserved to get killed for that. And now we're going to Kashyyyk, where the clone troopers are, getting outnumbered. They're getting all killed and they're running away. They're getting surrounded. And look, they've been captured, and apparently it's Yoda's job to come and rescue them. Clone troopers are supposed to be disposable people, and yet we're being sent off to risk our lives to rescue them. The useless, disposable people. This is Ray Phoenix, signing out.